Hi friends, today let's discuss about the price elasticity of demand. Here we will learn about the meaning and the formula price elasticity of demand. At the same time we will learn the different types of elasticity of demand. According to NCERT syllabus, there will be a question like explain the price elasticity of demand along the linear demand curve. Using the linear demand curve, we should explain the different types of price elasticity of demand. That we will do. Before that, we should know the different 5 types of price elasticity of demand. In the beginning, we should know what is meant by price elasticity of demand. You know, changes in price will bring about changes in demand. And there is inverse relationship between price and demand. When price rises, demand falls, and vice versa. That you all know it. But what changes? How much changes take place? That is not explained. Explained in the law of demand. That will be explained by another chapter called price elasticity of demand. And here is a definition. What is price elasticity of demand? It is a measure of the responsiveness of the demand for a good to changes in its price. How does the demand respond to the changes in price? So it is a measure. We will measure the responsiveness of the demand to the changes in its price. The demand for a commodity. Please understand. See, in simple terms, it is nothing but a measure of responsiveness of demand for a good to the changes in its price. ಒಂದು ಸರಕಿನ ಬೆಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿನ ಬದಲಾವಣೆಯು ಆ ಸರಕಿನ ಬೇಡಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಥ ಬದಲಾವಣೆಯನ್ನು ತರುತ್ತದೆ ಎಂದು ಅಳೆಯುವುದನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಎಲಾಸ್ಟಿಸಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಮಾಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. And the formula of price elasticity of demand is here PED is equal to delta Q divided by delta P into P divided by Q. Here delta Q means changes in quantity demanded. Delta P changes in price. And the price is initial price and Q is the initial quantity demanded. Please understand. PED, price elasticity of demand, is equal to delta Q, that is change in quantity demanded, divided by delta P, changes in price, into the initial price and initial quantity demanded. Here you see, just I will give you an example. The price of a commodity is 10 rupees, the initial price, and it rises to 12 rupees. And the demand, when the price was 10, the demand was only for 10 kgs. Then when the price rises to 12 rupees, the demand fell down to 8 kgs. So when the price was 10 per kg, rupees 10, there was demand for 10 kgs. When the price rises to 12 rupees, the demand fell down. According to the law of demand, when price rises, demand falls. So when the price rises to 12 rupees, the demand fell down. Did you understand? So now what is the delta Q? Change in quantity. So the change in quantity, that is 2, and change in price, that is 2. That is 12 minus 10 is equal to 2. and this is 10 minus 8 is equal to 2. So delta Q is 2, delta P is 2, right? So you just say this is 2 divided by 2 into, what is the price, earlier price, initial price 10, 10 divided by 10. So is equal to 2 into 10, that is 20, 20 divided by 20 is equal to 1. So that is unitary elasticity. We will see. That is unitary elasticity, it is there. Please understand, use that. When the price was 10, the demand was for 10 kgs. When the price rises to 12 rupees, the demand fell down to 8 kgs. So that is the change in quantity demanded, and this is change in quantity, change in price. So PED is equal to delta Q divided by delta P into P divided by Q. That does mean the price elasticity of demand is measured in terms of percentage. In terms of percentage, you can write here PED is equal to percentage change in quantity demanded. Percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. Please understand, PED is equal to percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. Always price elasticity is measured in terms of percentage. That I have given you the formula. Formula is PED is equal to delta Q divided by delta P into P divided by Q. That I have explained. Now let us understand the different types of price elasticity of demand. There are five types of price elasticity of demand, and they are called the classification of price elasticity of demand. Please understand. Number 1, perfectly elasticity. Perfectly elasticity of demand. Perfectly elastic. How it can be seen? Just see. This is OX, this is OY. So this is the demand curve. This is P, price. So when the price was OP, the demand goes on increasing infinitely. It increases infinitely. ಅಂತ್ಯವಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಬೆಲೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪವೇ ಇದ್ರೂ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪವೇ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆದರೂ, a slight changes in price, or even if there is no change in price, the demand goes on increasing infinitely. This is called perfectly elastic, elasticity of demand. See here, PED is equal to infinite. Please understand, PED is equal to infinite. In this case, what will be the shape of the demand curve? The shape of the demand curve is horizontal. It is horizontal. Please understand. You must be very careful in answering this. What will be the shape of the demand curve in case of perfectly elasticity of demand? In case of perfectly elasticity of demand, the demand curve is horizontal. Horizontal. So OP is this much and demand goes on increasing infinitely, and that is why it is called PED is equal to infinite. Infinite. Okay, now let's go to perfectly inelastic. Perfectly inelastic. So here in this case, this is x-axis, this is y-axis, and so this is the demand curve. Demand curve. So whatever may be the changes in price, the demand doesn't change. It remains constant. So you see, so price goes on changing. So P1, P1, P2, P3, P like that, P4 like that. So quantity remains same. In this case, what will be the shape of the demand curve? The demand curve is vertical. Vertical. Here, PD is equal to 0. Here, PD is equal to infinite. Infinite. Here, PD is equal to 0. Whatever may be the changes in price, it will have no effect on demand. The demand doesn't change. It doesn't respond. And that is why it is called PD is equal to 0. Right? Coming to the third one. Third one. Relatively elastic. Relatively elastic. How it is? So this is the demand curve. Demand curve. Okay? Right? This is OQ. This is OQ dash. This is P1. That does mean 5% change in price leads to 10% change in quantity demanded. 5% change in price leads to 10% change in demand. More elastic, relatively elastic. Here PED is greater than 1. PED is greater than 1. You just see this DD. This is the DD curve, that is demand curve. Here there is only 5% change in price, but it leads to 10% change in quantity demanded. And this is called relatively elastic. And here PED is greater than 1. Coming to the fourth one. Relatively inelastic. Relatively, in this case, this demand curve is steeper. In case of perfectly elastic, the demand curve is flattened, somewhat flattened. It is not steeper as this is. So this is demand curve. Say this is the price and this is the quantity demanded. When price, so larger percentage, that is price falls, say, so 10% change in price leads to only 5% change in quantity demanded. Less quantity, less responsiveness is found here. See, 10% change in price leads to a smaller change in quantity demanded. So this is called perfectly inelastic. In this case, demand curve is steeper. Here, PED is lesser than 1. PED is lesser than 1. Right. Coming to the last one. Unitary elasticity. Unitary elasticity. That does mean equal percentage of changes. Equal percentage of changes. If there is 10% increase in price, there will be 10% increase in demand. That is called unitary elasticity of demand. You have to see this is OQ and this is P, OP. So this is quantity 1, this is P1, and a 10% change in price leads to only 10% change in quantity demanded. So price falls and quantity demanded increases. So this is a DD curve. DD curve. That what does it show? It shows that 10% change in price leads to 10% change in quantity demanded, equal responsiveness. That does mean if there is 10% changes in price, there will be 10% changes in quantity demanded. Here PED is equal to 1. PED is equal to 1. So what all we understood here, you see, please see. First one, number 1, PED is equal to infinite, where the demand curve is horizontal. So PED is equal to 0, where the demand curve is vertical. And number 3, PED is greater than 1, where demand curve is flattened. So PED is lesser than 1, where demand curve is steeper. PED is equal to 1. So you should keep these diagrams with you in your mind while explaining the 5 types of elasticity of demand. So in the next video, we are going to an important question: explain the price elasticity of demand along a linear demand curve. Linear demand curve is, you see, that curved demand curve which slopes downwards. That is called the linear demand curve. And you will have to show these different 5 types of elasticity of demand on the linear demand curve. So that will be explained in the next video. That question will come in the examination for second year PUC students. So before this NCERT syllabus, a question was being asked like that: explain the price elasticity of demand under different types of elasticity of demand. But that question will not be asked now. The question that we are going to discuss in the next video, that will come. What is that question? Explain the meaning of elasticity and formula of price elasticity of demand along the linear demand curve. So we have to write one diagram, and then we have to mark the points of these all 5 types. That is, PED is equal to infinite, PED is equal to 0, PED is greater than 1, PED is lesser than 1, PED is equal to 1. That we will go in the next video. Be waiting. Thank you.